During her morning jog on the beach, journalist Theresa Osborne discovers a bottle protruding from the sand. Inside it, she finds a heartbreaking, anonymous love letter. After her paper publishes the letter, Theresa tracks down the letter's reclusive author, widower Garret Blake, in the Carolinas. Today, we will talk about a 1999 American romantic drama film called Message in a Bottle. Movie spoilers ahead. Relax and enjoy. Theresa Osborne, a former reporter, works as a researcher for the Chicago Tribune. On a trip to Cape Cod, while on a morning jog, she finds a mysterious, intriguing, and typed love letter in a bottle in the sand, addressed to Catherine. She is fascinated by it and shows it to her colleagues. They print it in their newspaper without the knowledge of Theresa. They get numerous responses. One of the responses contains an attached letter that was addressed to the same person and written in the same tone. Later, they receive another letter of the same kind from one of the readers which was not addressed to Catherine but typed on the same notepad. Eventually, they track the author down with the help of the typewriter and the notepad used. His name is Garret Blake and he lives quietly on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, near his father, Dodge. Theresa goes to the Outer Banks to research it further, but when she meets him, she was unable to say the reason for her visit as they are attracted to each other and start becoming better acquainted. She fears that she might lose him and postpones to tell him about the original purpose of her visit. Along with the literal distance between them, they live hundreds of miles apart. There is another problem. Garret cannot forgive himself for Catherine's death. Theresa's career flourishes as the romantic Message in a Bottle tale is told in print, without naming names. Garret decided to make a trip to Chicago to visit Theresa and her young son. They are very happy to see each other. However, Garret sees his letters the next morning, becomes furious, and starts to leave. But when Theresa reveals that there are 3 letters of the same kind, he becomes intrigued as he only wrote 2 of them and comes back to see another letter. The third letter, which was not addressed to Catherine, was actually written by Catherine. In that letter, she reveals her love, her knowledge of her impending death, and how she was content with her life with Garret, however short it might be. Garret leaves with the letter, leaving Theresa in tears. Garret moves on with his life and sets things straight with Catherine's family, who had been fighting with Garret for the artwork of Catherine. He finishes his own personalized boat with the help of Catherine's brother and names it Catherine in her honor and sends an invitation to Theresa to visit. When Theresa goes there, she witnesses the passionate speech of Garret about his late wife Catherine and understands that he is still holding on to his late wife, and leaves him saying that he is welcome to call her when he thinks he is ready to start a new life. Garret's father was angry with him for letting Theresa leave and he wanted to see his son happy and not live in the past anymore. That night, Garret saw Theresa's gift on his bed and was moved by her message. He decided to let go of the past and wrote a letter for Catherine with the same typewriter. He put a letter in a bottle, and goes out to sail to Theresa with his boat. A storm breaks out and Garret desperately tries to save a family from a sinking boat on his way. He succeeds to save 2 out of 3, however, in the process, he himself drowns. Garret's father Dodge calls Theresa and tells her about his death. Heartbroken, Theresa goes there to say goodbye. Dodge gives her a letter which was written by Garret on the day of his death. In that letter, Garret writes that he found someone else, Theresa, who is as dear as Catherine to him, and decides to start a new life with her and asks for Catherine's blessing. The movie ends with Theresa stating that though this experience left her sad, it also helped her to feel the most important thing in life. Thank you for watching and listening. See you again soon. Until then, stay healthy and happy.